But so anyway, all that to say, I went on and was vegetarian for 3 years. And then eventually I started dating this girl who really encouraged me to become vegan, mostly because when I excluded dairy from my diet, which I actually really think is a great thing, and now I don't eat dairy anymore, I was able to breathe better. And by that point, breath practices had become so integral to my well-being. Like doing these morning practices that involve breathing in different fashions is what created the wellness in myself and the advancement of
So
consciousness within my whole
once
being.
again,
So it was important enough to me to be able to breathe well that I was like, sure, I'll get rid of dairy.
we have to specify what you're talking about when you say dairy. Are you talking about grocery store milk?
Yes.
That's like pseudo dairy. That's like crazy, homogenized, pasteurized, watered down, filled with hormones, all this bullshit, you know?
Yeah. I
I,
used to
I,
drink a lot of
I'm,
that. In Canada, we have this thing called chocolate milk, and it's pretty much that
oh God.
with chocolate added. I consumed a ton of that because I thought this is a great post-workout thing. I always
Yeah,
felt bad after I ate it, and I never connected or drank it, and I was never really put that together that I was like, why do I feel bad every time I consume this?
right. I don't know. Do people put yogurt and cheese in the dairy category?
Yes, but you can get cheeses that don't have lactose. So there
Well,
are
no,
some
cheese
like
doesn't have lactose. Very
um,
small amount, if any, because basically cheese and yogurt is fermented milk, right?
yep, I think
Pretty
so.
sure, right? I mean, I did yogurt definitely, but yeah, cheese
Yeah.
is milk, and basically the bacteria consumes the lactose, so there's very little lactose.
I guess I can't really speak to that enough, but I do know there's when you go to the cheese place at the local farmers market and you say, "Do you have lactose free cheese?" They're like, "Yes, we have three varieties. We have a Gouda, we have like a Jarlsberg, and we have something else, or maybe two of them are Goudas." And then they would admit there is lactose in the rest of it. Also, when you go to buy yogurt, there specifically is lactose free yogurt, and that's because they include something called lactase, which is an enzyme that breaks down lactose. So it still has lactose, but then there's also an enzyme which is disrupting the lactose or cleaving it.
All right, let's go to ChatGPT and see what it has to say
All right,
about,
let's see what we got here.
does yogurt have lactose? And yogurt's a very broad term. There's many kinds of yogurt. My experience is that the effect of milk and the effect of yogurt and cheese is much different on me because of the quantity of lactose, I suppose. ChatGPT is frozen. Oh, it's typing very slowly. Yogurt is a dairy product made by fermenting milk with bacteria, while the fermentation, it quit on me.
Okay. I think it was
Well,
starting to say what you were saying.
this is the promise of AI, guys. It
Yeah.
works until it doesn't.
Well, let's just for a second here, let's take this in a slightly different direction. We all drink our mother's breast milk when we're young, and that
Right.
seems to be a good thing. It's like, oh, that's good nutrition for the baby. It's like that's human milk, and you're human. Great. It's like, should we really be drinking the milk of something that is not a human? It's like,
Yeah, I mean, the answer depends. Have you evolved to drink that milk? Um,
yeah, I guess humans have been living in partnership with cows long enough that maybe our physiology has shifted, or like and goats and
but the milk has changed so much. There's
yeah.
certain cows that produce different kinds of milk, and you know, most people have not drank raw milk, which is much different from the grocery store product, almost to the point where it's horrifying that nobody told you what real milk is like. Have you ever had raw milk?
I've never had raw milk. No,
Oh, you have to experience it. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it if you have a lactose intolerance, then it's not for
I
you.
think I
And
do, and that's
yeah, a
maybe
lot of
more of a
adults
me
do.
thing than just a vegan or thing or something that everyone should do. But I think I actually do kind of have a lactose thing.
Well,
Yeah.
what you can do is, so I go to the local dairy farm that's very close to my house, and the cows are right there. You can see the life they're living. They're eating the grass, and it's great. And I buy their yogurt, which is just their milk that's been fermented. And so, yeah, I mean, the internet confirms that the fermentation process reduces the lactose content, but it still contains lactose, although the amount may vary depending on the specific type of yogurt. Some people with lactose intolerance find they can tolerate yogurt better than milk because the bacteria in the yogurt breaks down the lactose. So,
Okay. So reduce content. Yeah.
yeah, I don't drink raw milk anymore just because it does have a ton of lactose and that can be aggressive. But I love the yogurt. I eat the yogurt every day.
Oh, I eat lactose free yogurt all the time, and
Yeah, I
it's
mean, you
it's a
gotta try
staple
my
for me.
yogurt. It's game changer. When you get the yogurt in like the glass jar, there's like a top layer that's different than the rest, and that's because like the cream rises to the top.
Mhm.
That's how you know, oh, this is the real stuff.
What's your yogurt called? How can I get it? Is it just from like local farms? Is that the only way?
Yeah, it's just Benedict dairy yogurt. So they you know they milk the cows, they make the yogurt, they put it in these glass jars, and then there's like a $2 deposit. You eat the yogurt. I usually buy 3 or 4 at a time. It lasts me a couple weeks, and then I bring the jars back, and the
Nice.
process
I have dairy
continues.
farms all around where I live, so I should investigate and see. They actually do have a farm stall kind of close. I wonder if they have something like that. So I'll check it out.